Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Cinta Dwi Epsedi Harinisa with student ID card 2407940 from the History Education Study Program. Here, I will explain material related to the March 11 Waran or Super Semar. But before that, I will show you my reference book or standard book. This is my standard book, Super Semar Palsu, Kesaksian 3 Jenderal by A. Pambudi, and Kudeta Super Semar, Penyerahan atau Perampasan Kekuasaan by Ahmad Wisnu Aji. The March 11 Waran or Super Semar was given to Lieutenant General Suharto on March 11, 1966. Basically, Super Semar contained a transfer of power to Lieutenant General Suharto to take whatever measures are deemed necessary to secure the situation. President Sukarno's order when issuing Super Semar was only to increase government security, presidential security, and security of the presidential teaching. The abbreviation Super Semar is also a play on the name Semar, a mystical and powerful figure who often appears in Javanese mythology, including in wayang performance. The summoning of Semar may have been intended to help harness Javanese mythology to provide support against Suharto's legitimacy during the transition period of power from Sukarno to Suharto. Until now, every March 11 is used as a momentum to remember and celebrate Super Semar Day as an integral part of Indonesia's historical heritage. The March 11 Waran or Super Semar was born after the major event of the Indonesian Communist Party or PKI rebellion known as G30S 1965 incident. After the suppression of the movement, the government has not fully succeeded in overcoming the situation because it has not dissolved the PKI. This triggered a strong reaction from the people and the military, who formed various anti-communist action units such as KAMI. Thus, to respond to these demands, President Sukarno issued Super Semar on March 11, 1966, which aimed to be a form of effort to overcome the conflict that occurred in the country at that time, one of which was the G30S 1965 incident on October 1, 1965. Furthermore, Sukarno's role was as an important person who signed the March 11 Waran. Then, the role of General Suharto was as the recipient of the mandate of the March 11 Waran. And for the role of the kingmakers or Basuki Rahmat, M. Yusuf, and Amir Mahmud are holding a decisive role in the transition of power from President Sukarno to General Suharto. That is the reason the three of them are called the kingmakers. In my standard book entitled Super Semar Palsu, Kesaksian 3 Jenderal by A. Pambudi, it is stated that the disappearance of the original Super Semar manuscript was considered normal without the intensive investigation effort. Efforts to obtain answers are increasingly difficult because for the studies, historical actors or at least eyewitnesses have had to remain silent, so that extra care is needed to cross-check with testimony from other sources. By paying attention to the following point: 1. The testimony of Kemal Idris who deployed wild troops to arrest the three core cabinet ministers who were suspected of being involved in the September 30 movement was revealed. Number 2. Testimony from Hashim Ning who admitted that he and businessman Dasaad were once sent by Lieutenant General Suharto to Mayor General Alamsyah to ask the president to be willing to transfer power to Lieutenant General Suharto. Number 3. The testimony of three generals, Basuki Rahmat, M. Yusuf, Amir Mahmud, that before leaving for the Bogor Palace on March 11, 1966, they first met with the Army Commander Lieutenant General Suharto. Number 4. Lieutenant General Suharto then used Super Smart to take steps that were not all approved by President Sukarno, and even tended to oppose and challenge the president. So, it can be concluded that Lieutenant General Suharto and his friends were the masterminds of brains who designed the release of the March 11 warrant or Super Smart. Super Smart is not something that came from the sky or taken from granted, but rather the result of systematic design and great attention to detail. As I have explained previously, until now the existence of the March 11 warrant or Super Smart is still a matter of controversy because the original text was never published. However, in the National Archive of the Republic of Indonesia or ANRI, there are 4 versions of the Super Smart manuscripts. One version from the Indonesian Army's Museum, one version from the National Academy Foundation, and 2 versions from the State Secretariat. Okay, it turns out we are at the end of the video. Sorry if there are any mistakes. And that's all from me, and thank you for your attention. Bye bye.